Chris, what is our second main topic today?
This comes from the one above all. Greetings and salutations, Imagination Campea-sseurs. Yesterday, reports came out saying Jesse L. Martin will no longer be a regular on CW's The Flash. Along with Grant Gustin's new 15-episode deal and Candice Patton saying she's unsure if she'll return for season 9, all signs point toward the show ending. Well, The Hollywood Reporter says they've been in talks to end The Flash following a shortened season 9. I followed the show from middle school to college, but it finally lost me this year. Its time has come. What are your thoughts?
All right, thanks a lot for saying that in. And look, The Flash, when it's all said and done, at the end of the day, The Flash is going to be a success story, a big success story. It was a show that came out as an idea of a spinoff of Arrow that I honestly thought was a bad idea. And then when they did finally get around to doing the show and I watched the first few episodes, I'm like, okay, I'm in. It has been overall, I think we will look back on The Flash and go, that was a good superhero show. That was a well done show. Now, I would have stopped saying that a number of years ago, but overall, like 6 years from now, when I look back on The Flash, I'm going to go, yeah, that was fun. I liked that show. I didn't like the last couple of seasons and I eventually tapped out and I gave up on it. But for the most part, it was a good show overall. A lot of fun. That being said, it is a show that, like, honestly, several pairs of my underwear should have been discontinued 4 years ago. I mean, it's just a show. Maybe 4 is a little too long, maybe 3. Some people might say 2, but I think most of us agree that the Flash series has exceeded its shelf life expiration date. Because I really like these shows, and even I, like a while ago, was like, I just can't watch it anymore. I've given up, especially after once I found out that the best friend, the guy who became Vibe, Cisco. Why did I remember his other name? But I couldn't remember Cisco. Like, once Cisco left, who I thought was the human heartbeat of the show, like, definitely Grant Gustin is the lead. He's the leader of that series. Mm-hmm. But Cisco was the heartbeat of it to me. He gave the show almost 60% of its personality. So once I heard that he was leaving the show too, and then of course the Canadian actor who I can't remember who played Eobod, Dr. Wells for all that, then I heard he left as well. And all that kind. Now we hear Jesse Martin is leaving the show. And I heard the actress who plays Iris may not be coming.
That's Candice, yeah.
Yeah, because they've been doing this show for 8 seasons.
Well, and Dr. Wells, Tom Cavanaugh keeps leaving
and coming
back.
Yes.
Which is also weird.
And by the way, I know a bunch of people hated that they started doing the multiple Wells and all that kind of stuff.
I loved the Council of Wells.
So did I. I liked I know a lot of people thought it was silly. I don't know why. Tom Cavanaugh made it work.
It lets him flex.
Yes. And I loved all the various Sherlock Wells and all, like, I just liked them. I did. But I just felt we got to a point in that show that it was rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Everybody, I am the Flash and I am the fastest man alive, except for the villain this season. Then next season, I am the fastest man alive, except for the villain this season. And I'm the fastest man alive, except for my kid. Oh, I am the fastest man alive. Oh, now except for these 18 other people who just got off the bus. Like, everybody's a speedster.
Yeah.
Everyone in the universe is a speedster. You get super speed and you get super speed.
A lot of metahumans.
A lot of metahumans running all over the place. And I don't know, it lost its charm at some point. So anyway, now a report has come out that is saying that it looks like next season, they're calling it 9 is done. According to the Hollywood Reporter, they're even saying they're going to cut the season in half. Probably around the 8, 9, or 10 episodes, where Flash has had up to 23 episodes in certain seasons. I think lately it's been like 18, 19, 17 episodes per season, but they're going to cut it short and say, look, it's time to close this thing off. And it's probably well timed out. So that's good to hear. But there's also some really interesting things about this. Let's go over here to this. This is what they say over at Screen Rant. The other interesting note is that if The Flash Season 9 is the final season, it will be concluding just ahead of the release of the Flash movie from Warner Brothers, which is set for release on June 23rd, 2023. I want to focus on that part for a second. I'm already seeing the conspiracy theorists out there saying, Warner Brothers is killing the Flash show to set up so the Flash movie, when the Flash movie comes out in June, it'll be the only Flash. They're sacrificing. I don't believe that for a second. No. If that was the case, they would have sacrificed the Flash show years ago. But anyway, but then it gets something even more interesting. As it goes on to read, it will be an interesting road for the Flash character as the Flash movie, pardon me, as the Flash movie was announced in October of 2014. The Flash movie was announced in October of 2014. The Flash movie that we still don't have, the Flash movie that just got bumped to 2023, that movie got announced in 2014. Let's keep going here.
Jeez.
The Flash movie was announced in October 2014, just a week after the Flash television series premiered on the CW. So that was the week. I had Stephen Amell come in and he was on our Arrow show. Mm-hmm. And he was sitting on the couch next to me. And he was kind of upset that they would announce the Flash movie just as this Flash show was trying to get up and going, just had its first week. But let's keep going here. Just a week after the Flash television series premiered on the CW. The movie has been in development for so long and went through so many different creative incarnations that the television series was made to run for almost a decade and would conclude before the Flash movie makes it to the big screen. Let's frame that again. The Flash movie got announced the week that this show premiered. The week that this show premiered is when the Flash movie was announced. This movie will conclude, or this show will conclude its 9th season before the Flash movie ever hits screens.
Ninth season of mostly 20-something episodes? My jeez.
I mean, it really does put things in wild context. So look, on the one hand, I want to say, you know what? It's time. It is time for this Flash series to be put to bed. I'll remember it fondly. Well done, Grant Gustin and the entire team over there who's worked on the Flash. So you had some not so good seasons, whatever. But overall, I think the show's been quite good. Well done. Well-earned retirement. Time to shut this thing down. But oh my God, we got 9 seasons of y'all from between when they announced the Flash movie and you're going to finish before the Flash movie ever even comes out. We want to take a moment and thank the sponsor of this video, ExpressVPN. Now guys, does it make sense that the same company who controls half the online retail also passively eavesdrops on your private conversations at home? Or what about the idea that a single company controls 90% of the internet searches, runs your email service, and gets to track everything you do on your smartphone? You guys know that big tech is more powerful than most countries are, and they profit by exploiting your personal data. It's time to put a layer of protection between your online activity and these tech juggernauts, and that's why I use ExpressVPN. You see, when you run ExpressVPN on your device, the software hides your IP address, something that big tech companies can use to personally identify you. So ExpressVPN makes your activity harder to trace and sell to advertisers. ExpressVPN also encrypts 100% of your internet data to keep you safe from hackers and eavesdroppers on your network. So stop handing over your personal data to the big tech monopoly that mines your activity and sells your information. Protect yourself with a VPN that I trust to keep me safe online. Visit expressvpn.com/Campea. That's expressvpn.com/Campea to get 3 extra months free. Go to expressvpn.com/Campea right now to learn more.
I need to ask both of you, since I don't watch these shows, if it does come to an end, or when it does come to an end, would you consider it the best out of the CW superhero shows?
No. I mean, for me, even though it went off the rails, the first couple of seasons of Arrow, to me, are still the best stuff they've done on CW. Yeah. I mean, from what I hear, they're doing good stuff with Superman and Lois now. I really did like a lot of the first season. I kind of ditched on it once they reconnected it to the rest of the CWs. I'm like, I'm out. But I keep hearing they're doing some good stuff there. I really loved, surprising, because I thought it was a stupid idea, especially when I saw that stupid, worst costume in superhero history. Black Lightning, dumb idea for a show. I loved that show.
I love that show.
I was so pleasantly, it was kind of like The Flash in that way. I wasn't looking forward to it, saw it, and I was like, oh my God. So, no, but it's definitely up there. It's definitely up there.
Yeah.
I might even have it above Black Lightning. But for me, the first couple of seasons of Arrow, I don't know. What do you think about this whole thing, Chris?
The first few seasons of Arrow were incredible. And then The Flash kind of overtook it because Arrow started to make some very questionable choices. Felicity Smoke, they did weird things with that character who I loved so much. And then all of a sudden she was making choices that I was like, for why, Felicity? Why are you like this? But the last few years of The Flash, though, Ray, the show's really, really just taken a turn. I mean, I've stuck it out. I really enjoy everyone who's on this show, all the people who are behind it, the creatives and everything. I have so much respect for them. But I also think that some things just need to die. Some things need to run their course. It's why I love British television of like, no, we're doing 3 seasons and we're done. We have an end in sight and that's what we are doing. And this just feels like it's been Barry trying to push past that finish line constantly. The last season, there was this weird thing with like, he and his wife were somehow like parents to various forces. It was so odd to me. It made no sense. Iris was in and out of the season too because
it sounds like it went to Riverdale. I had tapped out already, but it sounds like Riverdale.
Yeah, there were just some really weird choices. But now do you all understand too? I'm like, The Flash is a fake movie? 9 seasons? 9 seasons ago? So many moons have passed.
So many. You know what? Here's the thing too. The Flash, it wasn't just Flash as a show and Arrow as a show. They had something really special with the Arrowverse going on for a while.
Absolutely.
And every year, I really looked forward to the crossover event every year. Because Arrow, now yes, they made changes with Stephen Amell's Arrow in the show than it was from the comic books for sure. And what some people use as a criticism, I thought was one of its strengths. Some people criticize, they've kind of made Arrow like the Batman of that universe. And I'm like,
yeah,
fuck yeah, they have. And he's great in that role. I like this guy, no superpowers, but when he first meets Barry, he's having to school Barry on like how to use his powers properly and blah, blah. And he kind of became the Batman that even like when there'd be crossovers with all these other heroes, you'd have Flash behind Arrow on one side and Supergirl behind Arrow on the other. And like, even when they did that first, what was it? Crisis on Earth X thing?
Yeah.
Who's the big, which is kind of, was a little bit of a play on like Justice Lords and a little bit of a play on Injustice Gods Among Us. But still, who's the one who was ruling the world? It was the other version of Oliver, because and that worked for me. So it wasn't just Arrow and it wasn't just Flash. These crossover events I thought were great until they did the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Oh my God, that sucked, and I was so glad that was the last one. I think that crossover thing made me tap out of the Arrowverse as a whole. Like at that point, really.
It had so much potential. I mean, Kevin Conroy was in it. I was so stoked.
Lucifer was in it. Smallville. Tom Welling
had
was
so
in
much
it.
potential,
But they were
and they
so
just fumbled
useless. The scenes were all useless. It was like, hi, I'm here.
It was very member berries.
Nice to meet you. Okay. Safe travels. It's like that's what we got all excited
Thanks for
about.
stopping by our universe. I hope it doesn't die.
Yeah. I hope the universe don't die.
Probably
Bye.
will. So
It's like and what did they call themselves? Not the symbol. I'm the something of hope. The
totems.
The totem. That whole totem thing was so stupid. It made no sense within their own universe. It made no sense whatsoever. I'm complaining about things now just randomly. Back to the Flash. So the Flash, again, I remember it fondly, but it is time to go. And anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? According to the Hollywood Reporter, it sounded like the next season of The Flash 9, they're going to cut it short and say, this is it. They're done. Are you like, no, why? Bring it back. Or are you like, yeah, it's about damn time. How are you going to look back on The Flash? Maybe you never liked it. Maybe you're like me and you still think overall it was a really good entry into the comic book television world. Whatever you guys are thinking, jump down into the comment section below and leave your thoughts there.